Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. Appreciate you stopping by. So, some aftermath from the Miami Dolphins victory. Some interesting things that come in the aftermath of that. As one, it seems like Stephen Ross has kind of let everybody know, like he didn't give a vote of confidence, but the Dolphins team released the post locker room footage. And very noticeable in the midst of Mike McDaniel giving away not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. Technically, if you put the whole O-line there, it seems like 11 game balls were given out, which is almost a quarter of your team got game balls. That's his thing. He doesn't do just the offense defense game balls. Like he is Santa Claus of the game ball, Mike McDaniel. But in the midst of all that, Stephen Ross stops everybody and he goes, "We got one more." And they're like, whoa, who do we got, Mr. Ross? Mike McDaniel. Everybody goes crazy. Everybody's so happy. And he hasn't come out. Like sometimes you get these reports that tell you, oh, this such and such is the vote of confidence. And sometimes that's the kiss of death. This is almost stronger than that. The idea that the owner comes in there and just basically gives Mike McDaniel a game ball, which keeps them alive in the playoffs. The Dolphins haven't wilted, so to their credit, they played a very complete game. To their credit, they stepped up at home. They put a good show on for the fans at home. They bounced back from their worst loss of the season. So they do deserve some guts and credit for that. But Stephen Ross is a tough bird to figure out, man. He really, really is, because I don't feel like he wants to fire Mike McDaniel, and I definitely don't feel like he wants to blow this puppy up. But the one thing is for sure, the coach seems like he's as rock solid as you can get. Like if the guy's going to give you a game ball after that game, doesn't even make you 500. I mean, what else? Like, does anything else need to be said? That'd be pretty crazy if you're telling me in 2 weeks this guy's going to no longer be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, unless that was a parting gift from Stephen Ross. Then there was, they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and there was this photo from the Sun Sentinel that I saw David Furones tweet out. And it is Stephen Ross on the sidelines, and he is so giddy. He's so happy. Like the joy this man, I don't know what this is reacting to. I don't know at what moment. It looks like, and based on the corner television, it looks like where Achane scores the touchdown. So he's on the, fired up. It looks like it's at that moment that picture is taken at. He looks so happy. Like he looks like Mario after he gets the mushroom and grows bigger. Like he is filled with delight. He's got his boy Garfinkel there looking smooth AF with his glasses on. And I don't know, man, that just doesn't look like a guy who's getting ready to fire anybody in 2 weeks. Perhaps if they get completely embarrassed by Woody Johnson's Jets, maybe that could change, and that causes them to miss the playoffs. The Dolphins could know by kickoff on Sunday if they're in or they're out. They could know. But if they don't, and they do get to survive another week and they get blown out by the Jets, maybe that's enough to sway Stephen Ross. But it very much seems like he is, at the very least, keeping Mike McDaniel around. I don't know what that means for Chris Grier, because Chris Grier did not get a game ball to our visual knowledge. Maybe he got one off to the side afterwards. But these things are calculated. Make no mistake about it. Like the owner of a team is not going to want that out there if he doesn't want that out there, because someone's going to go to the media staff and be like, cut that. A lot of these media teams, they are teams, and they walk around, they'll whisper in each other's, cut that. What did you say there? What did he say? Take that out. But if something's in there, we've seen, like, look, you can't put a whole Mike McDaniel locker room speech in there. I mean, in this TikTok generation, it would not go over well. He's very long-winded. So we're getting the parts they want out there. We're getting the Goosey's and the parts they want out there. And I acknowledge it's a Goosey's part. I have been of the opinion with all this noise around the Miami Dolphins, I still didn't think anybody was getting fired. I think that the quarterback being out was too much of a reason. I didn't think Chris Grier was getting fired. I didn't think that Mike McDaniel was getting fired. Whether you want to agree, disagree, I'm not here for that. I'm not here to say whether you think he should or should not get fired. I have not called for anybody's job in the midst of this. Could I understand everybody who is, especially with the general manager, with the years that he's had at the helm? Certainly. I can understand why people are fed up, but that guy's been in the building a very, very long time. I mean, he has been a part of the Miami Dolphins for a very, very long time. And I just got a hard time believing that a season like this, which is underwhelming, but also you have the out of your starting quarterback missing 4 games, I just don't think the owner's going to fire anybody over that. The only way that he does is if there's just vast revolt from the fan base. And I don't know. I guess we'll find out when season tickets come around. But like the last time I checked in, the Dolphins have like their first waiting list in forever. So that means that there were people who were going to get the opportunity to just buy tickets with people who drop off. So let's say, I don't know how many season tickets there are. I'm very bad at this, but let's just say there's 40,000 season ticket holders and there's 2,000 people on wait list. Let's just say theoretically, whatever. How many people are actually going to get to the point where they're so disgusted by the Miami Dolphins that they don't come back and buy tickets because of this season? I don't know what that number is. Do you think that's a quarter? Like, do you think that it's not enough for the wait list to fill out? Who's to say? I don't know. But the owner very much made his case. Now, the question is, why does he do this? Like, why does he go about and make these decisions when he makes them? It's very strange. He did the same thing with Joe Philbin one year where he just gave Joe Philbin an extension after like a random win over the Vikings, and not like these Vikings, like mediocre Vikings back in the day. And you're just like, Joe Philbin's extended. I'm like, wait, what? Everybody was very confused by this. Like, what do you mean he's extended? You're just keeping Joe Philbin around? But he's the man who writes the checks. I don't know that, you see that happy face that he has, and you see the man toss Mike McDaniel a game ball after that. Am I to believe that this is all going to switch in a matter of a couple weeks? I don't think so, especially for the head coach. Chris Grier, maybe there's a window, but I don't think he's going anywhere anyway. I've said I think that the move is going to be, if they really feel like there's going to be a shakeup and they don't play the injury card, which I know people are sick of, that it's going to be something like McDaniel gives up play calling or something like that, and I'm sure that they'll get rid of the special teams coach. Anthony Weaver doesn't deserve to go. The guy's defense has been tremendous, and that's with one arm tied behind his back. So he doesn't deserve to go anywhere. Tua is not going anywhere, so you're going to get rid of the coach. That's basically his BFF. Hard time believing that. If they all just go into this with like, hey, we're going to do everything we can to fix that offensive line. We're going to never let Liam Eichenberg play an entire game again. Yeah, I think, I don't know, man. I think his behavior and his actions speak pretty loud as to where things are with this whole thing. It went a wild one, but we'll see. Looking at the snap counts now, what did they do for Eichenberg? They basically were even Steven, which is pretty crazy. Wynn was 34, Eichenberg was 33. So they went right down the middle with that. Now, if we can just turn that up a little bit for Isaiah Wynn, maybe they feel like he's in a little bit better shape and get super comfortable with it, because maybe they went that route just because, hey, it was just, I don't think he's played right guard before, so maybe they were just kind of slow rolling it, give it a little bit of a whirl ski. I believe it was in on that monster run by Devon Achane. maybe you see a little bit more from him these next couple of weeks. But yeah, man, that if you think that wasn't a big deal, the owner coming out there and making a show of it, of giving a game ball to Mike McDaniel to let everybody know that's his guy, man, he's either the best actor or he's a maniacal evil genius if that's the way that he's gonna go, of making the show, of giving Mike McDaniel essentially a trophy for beating the 49ers, and in 2 weeks you think he's gonna fire him. I think he just told you guys that McCochin's not going anywhere. And if you want to go to what is going to be the thing that gets these guys, I think it's going to have to be a disaster. When all this stuff was going out, I really thought it had to end being disastrous. A 5-win season, a 6-win season, something like that. Of course, if guys aren't playing for the coach anymore, fine. But yeah, if it finishes middle of the road, half a game missing the playoffs, everyone's going to play the QB card, man. That is what's on the way, I'm telling you. And hopefully they get in. Because you never don't want to get a chance at the dance. Because what if you go into Buffalo and Josh Allen gets the bubble guts, or Trubisky has to play, or who knows? So you always want the chance to be in. But as far as the future, at least the future, the near future of the team, I think the owner just told you who the man is going to be right now coaching this team.